Good afternoon and happy, what's today, y'all? Wednesday, Groovy Citizens. Is today Wednesday? Yes, it is. Happy Wednesday. This week is flying by, y'all. I don't know why I was thinking it was Tuesday. So let me just say this before I jump into today's topic, because I told you guys over the next couple of days I was going to be doing my videos based on the series Perspective. And I was listening to Bruno Mars's song, Just the Way You Are. And that's like one of my favorite songs. And I love when he says, girl, you're amazing just the way you are. And again, that ties back into that whole perspective. I may be flawed in some areas of my life. I'm working on some things, but I think I'm amazing just the way I am. That's deep. And y'all may not be able to grasp that because that's just how I feel about me. But I want you all to feel that way about yourself. Tell yourself you are amazing just the way you are. Now, today's topic, you have work to do. Okay? Don't look around. Don't look to your left or to your right. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about me. We have work to do. But the topic is actually you have work to do. So how you see things is everything. Didn't I just say that when I talked about Bruno Mars's song? You can't change the past, but you can change your perspective about it. And we're going to unpack that a little bit more. Stop complaining about the divorce. Stop complaining about the job loss. Stop complaining about the relocation. Your viewpoint is your advantage. Thank you for breaking up with me. Here is what you did. So when somebody breaks up with you, you tell them, thank you for breaking up with me. Because here's what you did. You opened the door for somebody else to come into my life. Oh, come on, somebody. Now I'm going to tell you right now, let me just put a pin right here. We're going to push pause. Because I've been down that road where I had somebody break up with me. Not once, but twice, child. And then they dared come back for a third time. The devil was a lie. But at first, it hurt a little bit because I'd never had anybody break up with me. But then after the fact, I thought, you know what? Thank you, Lord, for allowing him to break up with me because it opened the door for somebody else to come into my life. Thank you for firing me. You gave me an opportunity to explore entrepreneurship. So if you ever have been in a situation where you were let go, or asked to leave, or whatever the case may be, don't get bitter. Honey, just thank them, because now you can go on and explore other options. And I said in this quote, it says entrepreneurship, but it could be just exploring other options in terms of employment someplace else, someplace better. I'm not bitter, I am better. Tell yourself that. I'm not bitter, I'm better. Perspective is what changes the game. Do y'all understand that? See, what I know is, hold on. Don't judge me because I have my sweet tea. What I know, and the older I get, the more I truly understand that what the devil meant for evil, God meant it for your good. So don't get bitter. See, I don't have time to get bitter. I was always taught that when you get bitter, you get wrinkles. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but we're going to roll with that. But I don't get bitter. I just get better because you did me a favor. So if you've ever done anything to me in my life that you thought was hurting me, oh no, honey. The joke is on you because it just made me a better person because I don't have time to get bitter. And so what I just shared with you is a quote by Marcus Elevation Taylor. Like I told you guys yesterday, he is on Instagram. So if you're not following him, you may want to do that because his stuff is the bomb, okay? So let's talk about we have work to do, okay? I started off by saying that you have work to do, but the reality is that we all have work to do. And just like I said yesterday, your perspective is what is going to change the game. It truly is. So I see myself, as I started off by saying, is I'm not perfect. I have my issues. I woke up this morning, y'all, and I'm going to keep it real with you because I feel like I can do that with you all because we're family. I woke up this morning, I said, I'm not going to cuss at all. But that didn't last very long. All you have to do is leave your house and something will slip out of your mouth. But I don't make a practice of cursing. Let me just say that. And I did. I said, Lord, please forgive me. But see, the funny thing is God already knew before I left the house this morning that something was going to cause me to say something that I probably shouldn't have said. And that's all right. So I repented for it. We're going to move on. But your perspective is everything. And so I want you all to go out here and decide you're not going to be bitter anymore. Do you know that there are people who have had someone break up with them, cheat on them, mislead them, use them, all of that good stuff years ago, and they still haven't been able to get past it? They're still walking around here being bitter. Well, let me tell you what I've learned about bitterness. When you're bitter like that, all it does, in my opinion, and again, it's just my opinion, is it just shortens your life. You know, bitter people. Have y'all ever been around someone that's bitter? I have, and it's not cool at all. I mean, it's depressing. But being bitter, and here's the other thing. When you walk around here being bitter, all you're doing is just making your life miserable. Because the person that you're bitter with, honey, they're not even thinking about you. They are not thinking about you. They're moving on with their lives. They don't care how you feel. They don't care what you think about them. They don't care what you say about them. They just don't care. So I want you all to get to a place where you can stop being bitter and decide to become better. As I talked about how you cannot change the past. Nothing that you do, unless you have a time machine and you can go back in time to right before that incident or that situation happened, there's nothing you can do to change the past. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing I can do. Period. End of sentence. It just isn't. So the thing is that I can't change the past, but I can change my future. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's say you're a man and you're dating a woman and you messed up. Okay, you did. You messed up. Excuse me, my sinus is draining, y'all. And you, in a moment of weakness, you got with somebody else. Or I'm going to say even a woman. You're in a relationship, and in a moment of weakness, you ended up getting with somebody else, and you messed up the relationship. And that may have been a long-term relationship. And that person could have been faithful to you. There's nothing they wouldn't do for you. And in a moment of weakness, you gave in and you got with somebody else, okay? Because that happens. That's life. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying it's life. It happens. Now, you can ask that person to forgive you, and they have one or two choices. They can say, okay, and let's move forward. Or they can say, okay, but I'm still moving on. I'm calling it quits. It's their choice. And you sit back and you're so broken. You're so just, you're feeling like life has just punched you in the stomach. Have you ever been hit in the stomach? That's not a good feeling. And at the end of the day, you can't go back and fix what you did, but you can learn from it. And your perspective, again, comes into play because you can say, okay, you know what? I can't fix that relationship because it's damaged, but I can change my ways so that I'm now a better person for the next relationship. Come on, somebody. Just like with the job, you're on a job and your job doesn't really value you. They just dump more work on you as often as they can, but they don't want to pay you any more money. And you decide, you know what, I've had enough. I'm done. I'm out. I'm gone because I can't deal with this anymore. And then you sit back and you say, you know what, I can't believe I sat there all those years just being dumped on like that. Again, you can't change the past, but your perspective will change your whole game plan. And your perspective is, guess what? I learned a lot that I can now take to the next job where people are going to appreciate me. And I'm going to get what's due me in this new job. So again, it's about changing your perspective, because you can't change the fact that you stayed in that job longer than you should have. But you can take the skills that you've learned and take them to another job. So again, it's all about perspective, and we all have work to do. Because let me tell you something, changing your mindset, it doesn't happen overnight. It comes with time. It does. It takes time to change your mindset about things. And so I just want all of us to take the time, starting today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, and certainly not next year, to really look at yourself, look at your life, and decide that you are going to forgive yourself for all of the things that you did that you shouldn't have, all the things that you didn't do that you should have, and just decide you're going to forgive yourself and you're going to move on. Because life is too short. It is. Life is too short. Every week I see somebody posting that they've lost a loved one. Life is too short to sit around being bitter. Life is too short to sit around being mediocre. Life is too short to sit around with an attitude that I messed up and now I can't move forward. Because I'm going to tell you something else that I know. Let me tell you something else that I know. Your past, your mistakes don't have to be final. Do you realize whatever you did yesterday is in the past? And as Medea, y'all know I love to quote me some Medea. Like as Medea said, like your big ass, your past is behind you. And so we're going to leave the past in the past. We're going to change our perspective. And now we're going to move forward with life. That's how you change the game plan. That's why I believe this, and I don't know it to be true fact. I'm not sure if this is fact or not, but this is what I believe. That's why millionaires are where they are, because they started out with a game plan. Things didn't quite work out. They didn't give up. They went back to the drawing board, and they said, "Okay, you know what? Let me see how I can change my game plan and make this thing work." And that's why they are where they are. But guess what? If you don't change your mindset, if you don't reset your mindset, then you're never going to get any further. Come on, people, get over. You're never going to get any further than where you are right now in life. And I don't know about you all, but honey, I believe that God has just been too good to me. And as I say that, let me tell you this, because y'all know I have to tell you stuff while I'm thinking about it. But as I said that, it made me think about how when you, wherever you are in life right now, you might be thinking, God, is this ever going to pass? Are things ever going to get better? But can I tell you something? Wherever you are right now, think about where you were 5 years ago. Heck, think about where you were a year ago, 10 years ago, depending on how old you are, 20 years ago. You are not right now where you were then. So if God can do it, if he did it then, guess what? He can do it again. So you're not stuck. You're only stuck because your mindset won't allow you to change your perspective and see things differently. Again, it goes back to the glass of water that when you look at it, it's either half full or it's half empty. This cup of tea, you all can't really see it, but my tea is down to here. So guess what? You may say that the cup is half full. I say it's half empty because I've been enjoying my tea. Don't judge me because I don't judge you, okay? But I digress. But all I'm saying is we have to change our thinking. See, some of y'all have some stinking thinking. I love that term. I forgot where I first heard that. But some of you all have what I like to call stinking thinking. And you start to think one way and your mind just won't let you think differently. But we've got to move past that and start thinking differently. One thing's for certain, two things for sure, that during this season of dealing with COVID, it has really changed my perspective on a lot of things. When I tell you that on a lot of things, I've changed my perspective about the way I see things, the way I see people. That's just like, the world is just, child, it is just out of control. And we can sit back and say, Lord, the world is just a mess. Or we can say, guess what? The best is yet to come. Y'all, that's my time. I've arrived at my destination. Thank you so much. And I'll